YouTube, what's going on? We got Saturday night. What is today? I believe today's the 19th of January, 2019. And what we have here is some station wagons. So these are the green light Fords. Well, got three Ford Crown Vics. Um, Crown Vic or Country Squire, I guess. Although my camera won't focus. There we go. And then one of them right here. Oh, sorry, that's a Ford. It's this one here. Is a Mercury Grand Marquis, which is the same tooling, but as you can see by the detail with the wood paneling and the chrome taillight trim, a little bit more of a step up. You know, Mercury is to Ford what Acura is to Honda, or at least it was. Actually, that might actually be more Lincoln, because Mercury doesn't even exist anymore as an automotive brand. But anyways, these are the green lights. I like this casting a lot. It is, for me, a top 3 for green light toolings. I've done a video talking about it. Sure, not everyone agrees with me, but I really do like this casting a lot. Now, this one here, which is the Mercury, has a new wheel. I don't believe this is the same as the others. In fact, it is definitely different. And it's much nicer, I think. Much more detailed. Although I've been getting into a thing lately where I'm doing, where I am backwashing the sculpted detail. I'm just experimenting in it right now. And it looks really good, but the thing is if you try it and it doesn't work, or if you screw up, then you're gonna be in, you're gonna basically ruin it, or be left with something that doesn't look all that great. So anyways, those are the only 4 releases of the casting so far, with the exception of a couple of hobby exclusive releases. But there are some other ones coming out. It's going to be coming out in the Hot Pursuit, and I believe there's a Taxi coming out, but I think the Taxi is another hobby exclusive. I'm not going to get too carried away with it. I will definitely get the NYPD. But I'm really content. There might be other colors, like if they come out with more solid colors like this one, I may grab those. But I'm at a point now where it's going to be grabbing the ones that I like and not just all of them. I'm really going to be holding out for the Caprice. That's the one that I'm going to probably collect a lot of. Mainly because with that one, it's, cars that you have had or that your parents had, they're always going to be more sentimental to you. Okay, so on this side we have Auto World station wagons, starting with this Country Squire. So this one here is essentially the same car as this one here, but it's about 15 years ish earlier. And then these would be the predecessor to the Caprice wagon that I'm talking about, that Greenlight's bringing out, that they haven't brought it out quite yet. And these are the Kingswood Estate station wagons. Now you'll notice a couple things here, and I don't think it's so much a Greenlight Auto World thing as it is just a sign of the time type of a thing. But colors back then in the 70s, even into the 80s, in the 70s you had a lot of different greens that were popular, the whole wood paneling thing. But it's just kind of funny to me that we have the Chevy with a cream color and a wood panel, and then we have the Ford with a cream color and a wood panel, and then we've got the Buick with a white color and a wood panel, and then we have the Mercury with a white color and a wood panel. So a lot of similarities between different brands and just the general colorways of the car or cars. And then obviously over here we have the lead sled, which is basically just a muscle wagon drag strip car. And then here's the alternate color for the lead sled. I like the way they did this. You know, this is the car. This is modeled off of an actual car, but Auto World always does A/B. So you're always going to have an alternate color from the second release. So basically, they could have done the same deco with a different color. Me personally, I probably just would have inverted it. Where this one is blue, I would have done white. And where this one is white, I would have done blue. I think that's probably how I would have done it, even though it would have been inaccurate. But what they did is they basically went with a solid color civilian deco with all of the bumper stickers on the glass. And this is a better idea by far. So I'm glad it wasn't me working for Auto World making that decision, because this is awesome. And they both have the torque thrust wheels, but with the lead sled you get the chrome finish, and then with the civilian you get the chrome lip and then the black spokes. It's a really cool car. These are true 164. So those of you that have watched the channel for any amount of time, I've talked about that a lot of times on the channel. Guys like Champion DJK and other channels that have shown Auto World, you know, that's one of the main talking points and features with Auto World, is that they are true 164 scale. So while these are pretty large die-cast cars, they are scale accurate. And scale accuracy tends to throw people off a lot of times, especially if you get into import die-cast and you start collecting Kyosho, Tomica Limited Vintage, and Konami. Martin, if you watch this, I know you had messaged me on that, the Jimny from Aoshima. That is true 164 scale. And yeah, he messaged me because he bought this Aoshima. I'm actually going to be getting one at some point, but he was kind of disappointed with it. Number one, because it's a plastic car, but they're sold in vending machines in Japan. But he also was complaining that it was really small. But it's like when Greenlight brought out the 510, and everybody complained about how small it was. When this guy right here, I loved it because I'm like, wow, they actually scaled it right. Because that is true scale, true 1/64 scale. This is one of my favorite Kingswood estate wagons that Auto World has done. It's just one of my favorite colors. That's all it is. But I really would like to get the black one if I ever find it. Auto Worlds are hard to come by. They don't show up very often. When 6 cards get pegged at Walmart, the first customer or the first collector that gets to them buys all 6 every single time in my area. So it's like they just don't show up in retail very often. And I can't even remember the last time I bought an Auto World car at retail. It's been at least 6 months. But I live in a heavily populated area. There are a lot of collectors here. And so I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. This is the Buick. What the heck is the name of this one? The Buick. I already forgot the name. It might just be Buick Estate Wagon. I don't know. I forgot the name, but it's a Buick. So this one's pretty cool, being that it's a solid color. I mean, of all these station wagons, what do we have? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There are 10 of them. Only 3 of them are solid color. The rest of them have wood panels or racing graphics. So wood paneling was a big thing on station wagons, even to the point where, and I already put it away. Oh, here we go. Even to the point where 4x4 station wagons had wood paneling. So this is what I was talking about here with the back shadowing on the wheels. Well, it's not focused very well, but basically just putting a wash in there. It takes multiple applications, and see over here it got a little bit overdone. But even with it being overdone, I still like this better than the all chrome. Because to me, the all chrome is just too much. Makes it look like a Racing Champs, and it just kind of makes it look cheap. Whereas this just looks more authentic to me. But yeah, even 4x4 station wagons had wood paneling. Not that there were many 4x4 station wagons, but this is definitely a 4x4 station wagon. There's another Buick. Oh, the lighting. It's weird when you zoom in, it just drowns out the light. One thing when handling these cars that you will notice is that the Auto World cars are significantly heavier than the Greenlight. That is a little bit of a concern to me with the Greenlight, because it has me kind of questioning the metal, the Zamac that they're using, because about 20 years ago, Racing Champs ran off a bunch of production of cars that where the metal was impure. And so today those cars that were made 20 years ago are disintegrating. They're crumbling apart. They're falling apart. Kyosho has started to have issues with some of their older cars. And that's a lot of people have a lot of concern with Kyosho cars in the next 10 years or so for the same reason. And I'm hoping that the questionably light weight of these station wagons from Greenlight is not related to that, because that would suck. Because there's nothing that you can do to reverse it or prevent it. Just once it starts, it's just going to happen. It's kind of like the 2007 Super Treasure Hunts with the bubbly paint. Like, there's just nothing you can do to stop it. That's honestly why I never made the investment for the Enzo or the Skyline, is because I was always afraid of the paint starting to blister. Not that it matters now, because I don't collect Supers anyways now. But there was a time when I had quite a few. There was a time when I collected a lot of high-end stuff. In fact, I did have the Skyline briefly. I bought it at a great price. It was mint on a mint card and perfectly mint paint. And I bought it and flipped it, and the reason I sold it is because I was worried about that if I kept it, that the paint would bubble. So, anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up, and then I have some other Auto World cars that I haven't looked at in a while, so I want to get those out. I'll shoot a quick video on those. And I feel like lately I've been looking at a lot of basic stuff, so felt it was time to get back into a little bit more premium detailed stuff. And I haven't looked at my Auto World cars in a long time. You know, they're put away. They're boxed up in their little boxes and then boxed up and put away. So sometimes I forget that I even have Auto World cars, because it's the one brand of diecast that I don't have on any display. So, all right, we'll finish this one. I'll be right back in a few minutes with another video. I'll try to get them both uploaded consecutively. So, thanks for watching.